Welcome back. This is Learning the Hard Way and it's episode number 48. Happy New Year. It's our first vlog of 2025 and it also means we're now in our second year of releasing these YouTube vlogs every Sunday morning. Well, what are they? If you are new here, my name is Ollie and I run these two companies behind us on the doors as well as the bright pink one just around the corner. This is a very transparent look behind the scenes at how we make it all happen. You'll get to know a bit more about my role and then all of the team around me. This week, our first week, we are a videographer down, so apologies in advance, but it's mostly me walking around with my little camera. So let's get to it. Good morning and welcome back to Learning the Hard Way. We have made it into 2025. Where on earth did that festive period go? I've been pretty busy for the last couple of weeks and yes, I wanted to vlog some of it, but thought it was easiest just to have a nice clean cut starting fresh on the 6th of January, which is today, the beginning of our working week and the beginning of our working year. Well, how has my week started? I've already had to reschedule everything. I'm heading over to near Dorking where Ben, our amazing video editor, lives. Ben is borrowing the Hardwood Defender because Ben's Defender has broken down. So he's rattling around in the Hardwood Defender, although I got a message first thing this morning saying he couldn't get it going. So the joys of Land Rover ownership, the joys of what's actually largely a fairly reliable Hardwood Landscapes fleet, but if you followed this for a while, you'll know that we do suffer with breakdowns, as I'm sure anyone who's got a fleet of commercial vehicles does. I'm also hopefully on the tail end of what's been a pretty grim bout of man flu. What are we doing today? We have got new sites starting. We're starting another one down in Lewes, which the guys are looking forward to. They're on their way there now. We are heading back over to our Godalming project to get that site set back up. We've got all the additional materials arriving this week for the alterations the clients have made. And yeah, it's going to be a good week. I'm feeling optimistic despite the weather. It's pretty wet today. It rained pretty non-stop last night, so there's a lot of standing water around. And for the next 3 days, we are plummeting back into a fairly consistent -3 degrees, which is a problem for us because we can't do any mortar work in temperatures that low. So it really limits what the guys can actually do on site. We've just got to be organised and move everybody around to keep everyone busy and start the year as efficiently as possible. But as I said, I'm on the way to see the Land Rover now. I'll catch up with you when hopefully I can get it going then. Cool, so finally made it over to the Land Rover. Nothing wrong with the engine. We've just got this up. I was looking at the auxiliary belts, making sure everything was spinning, etc. So we had power everywhere. The issue is with the steering. It doesn't feel like the steering lock, but we can't get the steering wheel to turn, so it's fixed straight. Feels like we've sort of tried everything. There's fluid in the power steering pump. Don't really know what to do now. It's beyond me. Our mechanic can't get out here till Wednesday, but we're going to get the breakdown for this sorted, make sure someone's on the way to pick it up, to take it to our mechanic to have a look at it. And then let's see where else the day goes. I mean, it's just gone 10 AM now and haven't really achieved a whole lot. What a start to 2025. I went into this first week back incredibly positive, actually really looking forward to vlogging again. But of course, the morning sort of fell apart with the Land Rover. While I was there, I got a phone call to say that the electricity was out at the farm, so our offices were without power. So AD Robin, Jay and Matt, who were all doing some work in the office, had to go home, work from home, go and do other things. It's 4:30 and I've only just turned up. I've been working from home as well. What else? The guys turned up to Godalming. The electric gates for the client's house weren't working, so there was a bit of a wait for them until they could actually get in onto site. Yeah, Welcome back. Welcome back. Despite all the positivity in the world, it's just a very stark and harsh reminder that there is so much out of your control as a business owner that you just have to smile and suck up. Tomorrow is very much another day. I'm looking forward to giving it a better go, a proper go. I'm actually heading out on site first thing to our new project in Guildford, which we're looking forward to starting. So I'm going to take you along, show you what the garden looks like now. We'll call Tuesday, Monday. We'll start again. 2025 for us begins tomorrow on the 7th of January. So we have made it. There we go. We are trying again. It is Tuesday. And as you can see, I am sort of knee deep in rubbish in a back garden, which is a new project for us in Guildford and is going to be a great one to show on the vlogs because it is going to be such a transformation. The clients had the design done a couple of years ago, and in that interim period they've had all of the house renovations done, and now it is time to turn their attention to the garden. It's great timing for us because it is too cold to do any mortar work, so these site clearance projects are great. So a good way to try and keep the guys busy when it's trickier to be productive on our usual projects. As you can see, it's pretty grim. We are doing front and back here, so full wraparounds, new boundary fencing all the way around. So a big fencing job. Jackson's fencing all the way around, so it's going to look really lovely. Very nice and high end. So the clients have, you know, they're really investing in what's going to be their forever garden in their forever home. So looking forward to it. It's also a good opportunity for us to work with a new designer. So we are working for a new designer this time. So hopefully we can really build a strong relationship here. We can show her how we work and make sure we impress her. But yeah, stay tuned. This is going to be a good one. This year, in Learning the Hard Way, we're going to be introducing you to some new faces. We've got new members of the team joining across pretty much everything we do, which is very exciting. One that you met last year was my younger sister. Now, she originally came to me just wanting a bit of experience in the businesses to see what it was she actually enjoyed. So after doing those first few months, she has decided that it's Gregson Homes she's most excited about. So as well as helping our office manager with the Hardwood Landscapes workload, she's going to be focusing on the property development side of the company. So let's go and catch up with her now.
I've got 2 pairs of socks on and my feet are still freezing, but I'm doing good. Very quiet coming back because we've had a bit of a quiet office. Nice to have a break, but definitely good to be back and doing something a bit new and going forward with the courses that I was doing before Christmas. At the moment, kind of getting started with the property is the main focus for me. I've also been doing some budget sheets for Hardwood. Basically, we're just trying to see if the jobs we're doing are profitable and if we're quoting the right amount and those kind of things. Anything that I can kind of help with, invoices here and there, expenses, that kind of thing. I'm doing all that for Hardwood at the moment as well, so it's going pretty well. I didn't really know what to expect. My working background is pretty, you know, here and there, but I think doing this is definitely, I'd never thought about doing this before basically, but doing it I am actually really enjoying it, and the property stuff's really interesting, so I am looking forward to getting into that. A lot of big plans, I'm not quite sure what they are yet. For now it's kind of getting used to new systems and softwares and yeah, talking to a lot of people to try and get some help, so it's going well though, it's good, it's interesting, nice to do something new.
Heading over to the office, I've got some work to do with Robin on all of the Gregson Homes stuff, and then I'm also heading back over to our friends at Berry Hill this afternoon where our grab lorry is parked. The Berry Hill number plate is off and the ORG grab number plate is on, so looking forward to seeing that. But hopefully we are going to be ironing out some of the finer details with running that truck. Now, as a new operator, it's tricky to get an O licence, largely because they don't like new operators. So if they do let you start operating trucks for the first time, they often put sort of caveats and terms on your operator's licence. It costs a lot of money, and at the moment, going for a full operator's licence, the backlog is currently about 6 months. We're working out the best and most efficient way of actually running this truck. And it's looking like initially putting the truck on a restricted operator's license is going to be best for us. One, it's less money. Two, it's a quicker turnaround. Three, the truck needs to be running. HGVs, like with plant machinery, if you leave them sitting, things go wrong. We've got to get those wheels turning, keep it moving, keep it serviced, keep it being looked after. Our limitation, and this is our main consideration, is we can't go out and run haulage for people, which isn't the end of the world. And if we get the grab busy enough, quick enough, isn't going to matter anyway. But being able to run haulage for people was a good way of filling up the grab's time when it had any downtime. So yeah, lots to think about, but hopefully we'll see that pink truck on the road very shortly. I will check in with you when I am over with it at Berry Hill. So here we are, tucked in the back corner of Berry Hill, and as I said, come to see the grab and have one of the last meetings that was needed to actually get this on the road. This is, yeah, really crucial. So it's currently operated by Berry Hill, which means to drive it, I have had to do driver induction training from them. The truck is currently insured by Berry Hill, etc. So there's lots of what could be intercompany complications that I think, yeah, John and I have really smoothed out today and come up with some good systems to overcome everything and actually make sure that Berry Hill benefit from all of this as well. I'm coming back here on Friday, so I can drive the trucks fine. I just haven't done much work on a grab, so I'm going to have be shown over the operation of this truck specifically. And then once I know how it all works, I'm going to take it back to our yard for the weekends, and we've got a big muck pile at the yard, which I can then practice on. So yeah, the last thing I want to do is head out onto the road and make a fool of myself. I want to make sure we can operate this really well and be competent and safe and, yeah, not cause any damage or expense to anybody. But yeah, doesn't it look amazing? Every time I see it, it's just a massive smile on my face. Look at it, it's beast. Oh. Only thing I'm not sure on is the blacked out Volvo badge. I love the black and I love the dechroming, but part of me feels we should put a normal Volvo badge back on it. Let me know what you think. Doesn't it look fantastic? Working on a name for it as well. So I'm thinking, leaning towards Penelope, because it's pink. See, from Thunderbirds, you've got Lady Penelope, and my grandmother is called Penelope, so maybe Penelope would be a good fitting name for this truck. We've made it back to the yard, back to the office, and it is freezing. So we've got one of our lovely grab beanies on. Robin is actually upstairs in my office now, putting all of the beanies that we bought into little individual packets ready to sell out to whoever buys them. Our collaboration with Big Boots is still very much going strong, and look at these. Not only are they doing the best footwear that you can possibly buy, but to go inside that footwear, the most amazing layer possible are these bamboo work socks. So of course my guys will be getting the black socks to try on site, and if you're one of those people that wears white socks on site, I just can't quite get my head around it, but they've even catered for you. Remember though, not only is it just the socks, it is pretty much all of our boots. So the only ones not currently included in the discount are the ones by Steel Blue. Everything else, socks, Elwood workwear, and all of the other boots, use our code. Jack and Andy are with me today. It's another good cold weather day. What we are doing here is prepping. So these are some new site offices. This site, this tip has just reopened. It's actually looking like it's going to be Grab's new yard. So this is where our Grab truck is going to be based. And they've asked if we can help. They've got their own diggers, but they're all pretty huge. So our little 3-ton is pretty well suited for the technical work. So yeah, we're shuttering, ready for concrete around all of there. And then we're also doing some trenching work. So we've got the 12-inch grinder. We're going to be cutting through the road, trenching to run some cables for them. So that is the plan for these guys here today. On my way back to the office, I was driving through Guildford, so I've stopped off in Guildford to check on how everything is going. As you can see, it's much clearer than it was. We are getting there. We've had a couple of tipper loads out already of green waste. The third one is being loaded up now. We're sort of having to pull out rubbish because it's so intertwined in everything that's grown through it. So we're making sure we separate green waste so everything is nicely managed. I think their goal for today is to get the rest of this back garden cleared. We will then spend the rest of the week on all of the hardcore. So getting out to things like this concrete wall, the foundations. I'm standing on concrete paving here. And then around the pond again is concrete paving. So by pulling all of the hardcore out and segregating our waste, that is how you do waste management effectively and cost effectively. And speaking of waste removal, something I really didn't want to do, but as our grab's not quite ready yet and Harry's making very good progress down at his project, we've had to book in a grab from another company. So I really wanted to make sure we could accommodate it first, but we can't rush it. He needs 2 grabs out of that site this week, so we've had to get a local grab company in to do so, someone that we've worked with for years. So good to give them the business, but it's a shame it's not coming to us. Because of all this cold weather, we've got some of the team back at the yard taking care of odd jobs and tying up some loose ends. Jack has got the best job. He's heading down to the bonfire to keep warm.
It is the first week back. Yeah, we've been, this week me and Andy have been all over the place. We started our week in Woodbury and then quickly decided that it was too cold for cement work. So then we went to our Guildford job and today we're at the lovely yard, burning all the green waste. It's cold, so being by fire is actually quite nice. This is our green waste pile and luckily we've got this big open space with nothing too flammable. The ground is frozen, all of the wood is frozen, the logs are wet. Ow, that one was spiky. I'm okay. Yeah, it's a proper thorn bush, that one. So I'm just picking out the smaller bits. Obviously it's all gonna burn in the end because that fire will get hot enough to just eat anything, but to begin with, it was a bit touch and go. Almost went out a couple of times, but I managed to bring it back around. Our tippers can load up all of the stuff, bring it down here, drop it, and then every now and again we'll have a big burn up and get rid of it all. So gives us something fun to do on the slow days, I suppose.
It's Thursday. We've made it a good chunk through our first week back. As you've probably picked up on, the significant majority of this week's vlog, in fact all of it so far, and that will be the case until tomorrow, has been made up of me filming myself on this little DJI. Our media team of 2 became 1 over the Christmas break, so Paddy left us to go and do some freelance work. So I had a very positive meeting with Ben, who runs these vlogs, at the beginning of the week about what he wanted and what he was actually going to enjoy doing this year. You know, it's quite an intense workload doing these little vlogs, so it's how we made it easier, what support he wanted and what team he wanted. So based on the back of that, we put a job advert out. I did it on Monday night. Sorry, trying not to stack it in the slop. And in 4 days, we've had over 50 applications for videographers and short form content editors. Now, it's not just the fact we've had a large volume of applications. Those applications have been really strong with tailored, personalised cover letters and portfolios, you know, addressed to me personally, addressed to Hardwood Landscapes. They directly speak about having watched our vlogs and how they feel they could improve and contribute, etc. And that's amazing. It's a stark contrast to trying to employ tradesmen at the moment. Hardwood Landscapes have pretty much permanently got job adverts running for landscapers and maintenance staff. We probably get 1 CV that's actually worth reading a month. Based off all of those, me and Ben have got a meeting tomorrow to shortlist through all the candidates, and then we will interview tomorrow. So we'll bolster our media team back up, and rather than all the dependence on me holding this little camera, which I don't mind and I actually quite enjoy. It's a good way of venting. Some weeks I can do it pretty consistently and some I will really struggle to. So that's what we are working on. It's been a pretty manic start to the week. We've had issues with our projects. We've had issues with the Land Rover. We have been short on staff. Oh, what a kick in the nuts for the first week back, eh? As I said at the beginning of the week, I was feeling very positive about 2025. And so far, it's been nothing but tests. We're picking up our truck tomorrow. Really looking forward to the media team getting back up to strength and a fresh approach to everything we're doing. We're doing what we can to give you the content we want to give you, but remember, we are running businesses as well. It's Friday and we are at Berry Hill. As you can see, got a very lovely grab behind us, which now has its number plates on and is ready to go. The reason we're here is just to have, so because of how the operator's license structure is, I'm on Berry Hill's insurance because the truck is still on their operator's license. So I've done all of their driver induction. They need to go through a bit of high-ab training with me to check that they're happy for me to have it on the road. We've turned up to do that. It's not, the cold isn't just stopping our sights, it's now stopping me as well. All of the levers on the grab are completely frozen, the controls are frozen. It's currently about -2. So, as you can hear, the truck's running, but I can't imagine that's going to thaw out the levers. So, we're probably going to have to come back this afternoon, which is a bit of a shame. We'll still have the grab with us over at the yard for the weekend. We're just going to have to bail on our attempt to pick it up and take it home, which is a bit of a shame. But it's looking great. It's just quite cold. A big part of what we wanted to do when we created the brand around this grab truck and what will be all the future grab trucks that join it was our charity partnership with Calm. So this is a reminder, now that we're in the new year, if your finances have stabilised after Christmas a little bit, you can either try somehow scan this through your screen, or the donation link is in the description underneath this video. We also have all of our amazing grab beanies for sale, so you can grab yourself a pink one or a black one. They're £20, and a lot of that money, just over half of it in fact, goes straight to Calm.
Had a cold over Christmas and started to feel like I was recovering just before coming back, and then come back and it's kind of, I don't know if it's a different cold or if it's just flared up again, but just very stuffy head cold, so that is what it is this time of year. We started a new job on the Monday when we came back in, so it was everyone to the yard first thing basically to get tools and materials loaded up to go back to for a start, but also to digger and things like that to this new one over in Lewis. So I went up there on Monday with Harry to sort of get stuck into it, give him a bit of a breakdown of the job because it's the first time he's seen it. So make sure he understands it all, and then we get him going really. So Monday I was there. Tuesday sort of back to the office to do a little bit of quoting work for some stuff that's come in over the holidays, some stuff that we sort of started on before the break. So yeah, lots to do in here. What we haven't really been particularly, or I haven't really been particularly good at so far, is keeping a track of the hours spent on each job and the what we're actually spending versus what we've quoted effectively. So that'll give us an idea of A, how profitable the jobs are, but B, it will give us a really good understanding of where we're making money, where we're losing money, you know, where needs a little bit of work, where needs a lot of work, where's working well, and just give us some good data that we can kind of sift through and work out where we can streamline things and work a bit better. So we've had a bit of a chat yesterday with Ollie, Robin and myself, put a bit of a plan together to make this happen, to get an understanding for the best way it's going to work, and put a bit of a plan together basically.
And we've made it. The truck's back. Great to have it back. Great to have it on its proper plates. We had a little bit of a scare earlier thinking that some of the bits on the grab were missing, but everything is working as it should be. So we're doing everything we can to make sure the truck is ready for next week. We've already had a few inquiries, but largely Next week's just going to be a bit of marketing and me going around phoning everybody that I know that this could be of any use for, trying to get it as busy as possible. We're interviewing a driver next week, which is exciting. I've unloaded and stacked up all of the sleepers from Berry Hill that was in the back, so it's clean, it's clear, it's ready to go. My little Land Rover is also back on the road, just got a new battery to fit and it will be 100% again. So a good end to the week despite the tricky start to the week with the hardwood vehicles. Thanks for watching. It's been a roller coaster of a first week. We will see you next Sunday.